The ads might look exactly the same as the sort of thing that you're used to seeing on your traditional broadcast television networks, but what makes streaming such a critical new battleground for a lot of these political campaigns is the new ability to target some of these ads based on browsing behavior or one's political affiliation and so forth. And so we're beginning to see a lot of these campaigns embracing sites and services like Hulu and Roku. But as those dollars have flooded those platforms, we haven't seen any sort of change to federal law that would bring more transparency to some of the ads that appear there.
So what could we be talking about in terms of confusion, shall we say, for the broader public? And in what way would you draw analogies between what's happening here and what happened in 2016?
Right. So it's important to know where we start exactly in the United States. So if you're running an ad on a local ABC or NBC or Fox station, you generally have to file information to the station, and then they put some of that data online. It's called the political file. It's long time regulation here in the United States. That same thing doesn't apply to streaming. And I think the stakes of it are evident if you look at other platforms where political folks are advertising. So let's take Facebook, for example. You can go onto Facebook right now and you can generally see how much money a particular campaign or organization is spending and the people that they targeted with that ad. But even though those same targeting tools are being used on streaming media sites like Hulu, we're not getting the same level of transparency. So you can't see, for example, if a politician is lying to people at scale or narrowly targeting some of those lies and falsehoods at particular populations.
So a couple of things could happen. I mean, users of these services could say, you know, listen, we need to make sure we aren't micro-targeted in a way that we're not aware of or not comfortable with. The other piece of this, though, as well, I guess, is that you have a transparency factor that has led some to say Facebook shouldn't accept any political ads, for instance. I mean, should these streaming services follow the steps that I think Twitter and some of the others have taken by saying, you know, we're not going to take these?
Well, there's certainly a lot of pressure on Capitol Hill for these streaming sites to do something. And that something is generally putting out archives or putting out repositories where people can look at the full slate of ads that have been purchased on the platform and the reason why those ads had been targeted in the first place. But we're not seeing companies like Hulu and Roku and Sling TV put forward some of those archives, and the law doesn't require them to do it anyway. Now, when talking to a lot of experts, one of the things that they say is that these ads are much different than the kinds of things that you're used to seeing on Facebook or on Google. The targeting just isn't fully there just yet with respect to streaming, but it's slowly getting there. We're beginning to see these video ads deployed in the same ways that, you know, we're used to seeing traditional ads on Facebook. And so that concern around what some people would call micro-targeting is why you're seeing such a push for more transparency right now.
All right, Tony, we appreciate it. Again, there's more in the Washington Post. Tony Romm talking about political ads on streaming services.